What's up, Cole Drake over here. Welcome to Roundup Episode 12, where we corral all the freshest news stories and bring it to you live every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern from downtown Canada. This week we got Call of Duty Warzone leaks. Sony thinks the future of controllers is going to be banana. I know that's kind of weird, right? Pigs learning how to play Call of Duty. Yeah, this is a really weird edition of the Roundup, and much more. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Check out my Twitch over there. Check out my Instagram, same name, Cole_Drake41, same with the Twitter, and enjoy the video. So we have some interesting news stories this week. I'm not going to spoil them like right before I talk about them, but yeah, it's a really interesting week of video game stories. But yeah, let's get straight into the news for the Roundup. So, first news story. Call of Duty Warzone leaks suggest multiple new modes, including a casual sandbox. Okay. This is something interesting. This is something that happened just earlier today that they told us about. A series of Call of Duty Warzone voice lines have leaked, suggesting the game will introduce new modes called Plague and Sandbox, which might include racing activities alongside the previously announced Exfiltration mode. As spotted by PC gamer Zesty Cod, Leaks posted the news on Twitter with a link to a video containing all the leaked lines. These point towards a trio of new modes which could be introduced in the future, although no dates have been suggested for when they might arrive. We can't lose Verdansk. Find those damn zombies. Okay. So right now the zombies are only in that area, that ship. Unfortunately, I haven't been there yet because every time I go, there's hundreds of people going there and it's really hard to survive. So I have to go to that ship eventually so I can, finally fight the zombies. It's really annoying. We can't lose Verdansk. Find those damn zombies. Okay, read one of these lines. Read one of the lines related to the mooted plague mode. The narration talks about how Verdansk is lost and overrun, and there are multiple mentions of plague zombies. Oh, plague zone. Sorry, the player should avoid. Extraction cancelled. Nuke inbound for Verdansk. Barks the narrator, likely when the mission has failed. The suggestion is that the players will have to try and reclaim Verdansk from zombie hordes and then exfiltrate. If they fail, the map will be nuked. Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting mode. I always thought like the old, the zombies mode from, was it October from Halloween? Where like you become the zombie. I thought it was interesting, but I just thought it'd be cooler if like it was a regular battle royale, like 150 battle royale, and then just have zombies on the map that you have to deal with as well as human beings. Like that would be super dope if like you're fighting like a team and then like 50 zombies come out of nowhere, and you have to go kill. You have to team up to kill the zombies, and then after you beat the zombies, then you have to like find find loot some buildings and find enough ammo to fight each other. Like that would be super cool. Like that, honestly, that mode would be awesome. But I think we might get it eventually. But I never really liked the zombie mode that was in season 5 of Call of Duty Warzone. It was interesting. It was something unique, but I just didn't play it as much. And playing as a zombie was kind of easy. You could come back because like everybody drops their vials. All you needed was 2 vials, and then you could be back to life. So it was really easy to die and then come back as a zombie. I get why they did it, to make it a little more interesting. But I think AI zombies are probably the best way to go. It'd kind of be like Walking Dead, where you have to, obviously human beings are like the thing you have to deal with the most. Like they're the most unpredictable creatures, right? And zombies are a little more predictable. But like, again, it's a zombie show, and when zombies come in, the humans start fighting the zombies instead of each other. I think that would be really interesting. So this is the tweet that they were talking about. New Warzone quotes from Season 2 Plus, Plague, and Exfiltration, and Sandbox. Be sure to at me if you don't want to talk about the video. Let me see this. Let's check out this video before we move on to the next story.
Fight for your life. Get to the exfil site. This is the end.
This is our final broadcast. Get to the exfil site.
Fight for your life.
This is the end.
Stay alert. You're getting close to a plague zone. Verdansk is overrun. Take it back. This is your last chance, soldier. Make it count. This is your last chance, soldier. Survive. Last chance to cleanse Verdansk, soldier. This is our last chance to save Verdansk. This is the final hour. Avoid the plague.
So yeah, obviously they found these voice lines inside the game. So that honestly, if it's a mode like that, I'd be really interested. And like having plague zones, like you have to go through like an area that's been plagued by zombies. That sounds really fascinating. There are also voice lines related to sandbox mode, with the lines talking about an area of operation, full activities. The voice lines mention an obstacle course, and also talk about helicopters and vehicles completing laps, suggesting a racing minigame will be implemented. The more curious voice lines reads, "Reach the finish without touching the ground." Okay, suggesting a floor is lava style course will be playable. The final mode, Exfiltration, which has been detailed previously on Call of Duty blog, will arrive mid-season, with players asked to find and keep hold of a portable radio for a set amount of time before winning. That is interesting. I like that kind of mode where like it's like capture the flag, but with 150 people. That will be really interesting. So there's some interesting modes coming up. Zombies started popping up. Warzone in early February, with zombies landing in Verdansk, will launch Season 2. In other Call of Duty Warzone news, Activision recently said that a 500 gigabyte PS4 may no longer be able to fit Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and Warzone. That is massive. Who's still playing it like on the OG? Okay, people are probably still playing on OG PS4, but like who hasn't upgraded their hard drive? Like you can get 1 terabyte hard drive for pretty cheap nowadays. Like one of those spinning disc ones, you can probably get one for like $50, maybe even less. That's crazy. All right, on to the second news story. This is one of the more interesting news stories I was talking about. Sony imagines a future where a banana is a video game controller. This is from Kotaku. Gamers love making weird shit into controllers, including but not limited to pomegranates, lightsabers, bananas, and bread. When was it? Pomegranates weird. Okay, that's cool. What else? Okay, so apparently Sony wants to get in on the action, according to a patent recently surfaced by Game Industry Biz that details a method for turning household objects into controllers. Oh shit! I thought this new story was gonna be about just like a controller shaped into a banana, like shaped like a banana, but they're actually thinking about using a banana as a controller, which sounds really crazy to me. Sony filed a patent for a means of detecting a passive non-luminous object being held by a user and turning it into a video game controller. It would be desirable if a user could use any inexpensive, simple, and non-electronic device as a video game peripheral. The patent reads, saying that we're all thinking it. Saying what we're all thinking. Okay, it cities as example options such as 1 orange or 1 banana, or 2 oranges or bananas. A camera could detect the items so they could be used as controllers, or a camera could detect a user's fingers in the obtained images to coincide with the location of the virtual button. So I'm guessing sorry, I read that terribly. So I'm guessing they're saying that there would be a camera involved that could see you pressing on the banana, and that I guess they would know the distance between your finger and the banana, and they would be able to figure out when you touch the banana, and that's when the camera would realize you've inputted something on the banana, and then it register into the game, where it would, like, let's say if you're playing a first-person shooter, it would probably most likely shoot like a gun or something. To coincide with the location of the virtual button. Okay, so there's a location of a virtual button, so you have to hit a specific spot of the banana. In images attached to the patent, this basically means mapping a virtual button onto a banana in case you wanted to be awkwardly poke the banana instead of swinging it around. Okay. So yeah, if you look at this image right here, it shows an X and a triangle button, and that's where I guess they would set up that virtual button. I appreciate that Sony's ideal gamer has a bunch of fresh fruit around the house. That's funny. This is just a patent application, so who knows if it will ever become reality. My colleague Ethan meanwhile came up with his own version, which you can achieve right now and practically for free. Okay, so you just that's funny. That's funny. You just put a banana on top of a PS4 controller, put the thumbsticks through it. That's jokes. I think eventually we won't even have controllers. They'll be like virtual, like they'll be like like an Iron Man, like like the what am I trying to say? The holographic buttons, like the holographic screen. We'll eventually get to that point where we just have like a controller, not even a actual thing in our hand, like a virtual controller in our hand, and it'll just recognize whenever you press stuff. So I think we're getting to that point, or even like we'll get to maybe a point where like there'll be implants, not implants, but like they'll put like a headset on top of your head, and you could be like, okay, my brain is deciding to move. I want this character to move. Let's say playing Call of Duty. Like my character, I want to start running now, and I want to shoot that person. Like it'll just take whatever your mind is saying, and it'll transmute it onto the game itself. So you won't have any controllers. I think eventually it will be like that. Eventually we'll be just in these worlds. It'll be kind of like the Matrix. We'll be in this world that's like totally realistic to us, and yeah, it'll just look like that. I was watching Blade Runner 2049. I don't want to spoil things, but there's a character in that movie. The movie's obviously set in 2049, but there's a character in that movie. She creates like dreams for the replicants. So the replicants are like androids. So what they do is they put in like dreams and different, like not even dreams, it's like memories. Sorry, it's memories. They put in memories into these replicants. So when they're born, they're not just like this empty shell of a person. So they have actual like memories that they can go back. It's not their memories, but it's other people's memories that they can go back and like feel like human about, right? Because if you give a robot that has no background to anything, they're gonna be like, what is this? Why am I here? Well, like there's nothing before me. Like it's crazy to think about, but like, and so this girl, she uses this technology to create literally. There's like a huge white chamber, and she creates like everything with this mechanism that creates memories, so she can create like a virtual world in that chamber, and she can implant that memory into anything. I think eventually we'll get to that technology point where we'll have these virtual worlds that we'll never escape from, which is kind of sad because human beings are obviously we're all about the least we want all the pleasure, but not we don't want to work for it, right? That's how we are as human beings, and I think a lot of people are gonna get stuck in these worlds. Like technology is just gonna ruin us. It's gonna make our lives better, but it's also gonna ruin us in the end. Okay, now I'm kind of getting dark and nihilistic, but all right, let me switch to a funnier story. Third news story: pigs can learn to play video games when tempted by treats. Okay. The 4 swine in the study. Okay, this is from the Smithsonian, which is I think that's a famous museum in Washington D.C. I think. I'm not 100% sure about that, but the 4 swine in the study always wanted to be the first at the computer each day. Okay. The Yorkshire pigs in the study, named Omelette and Hamlet, that's funny, outgrew their pen in 12 weeks. Damn. So there are 3 bright blue walls displayed on a black screen. Move the cursor to the wall, and the computer goes boop, and then treats pop out. After some success, one wall disappears with only 2 walls. It's a little bit harder. Then after more bloops and treats, the screen drops down to 1 blue wall. For a pig, moving the joystick with its snout, it takes serious skill to get the cursor to the blue to that 1 blue wall. But 4 pigs named Omelette, Hamlet, Ivory, and Ebony could just do that. A paper published on February 11th, the journal Frontier in Psychology, documents how the 4 pigs at Purdue University Center for Animal Welfare Science learned to play the simple video game. In many cases, the pigs performed significantly better than if they were moving the joystick at random. It is the first peer-reviewed paper to come out of a pig gamer research that has been running since 1990s. Isaac Schultz reports from Gizmodo, and it's one of the many examples of pigs' formidable intelligence. Yeah, people talk about how pigs are a bunch of dumbasses, but honestly, animals, like, they're just, if you think about it, animals are just on the lower level of evolution. Like human beings, we've hit the high level of evolution. We probably still have more to go, but we're like the we're like the main people. We're the apex predator on this planet. Like, so we reached that are like one of our best like levels, right? But the pigs, we came from like obviously apes. We came from like smaller tadpoles, stuff like that. So we came from very low beginnings, but now we're at this incredible level where we can. I have this technology where I can live stream to people from all around the world, which was created, I don't know, in terms of technology, like the past 70 years. Like the only way to live stream like this back then was to have a TV broadcast center and have like fancy like $20,000 cameras and have gigantic antennas. But now we can just do it through the internet, which is incredible if you ask me. But there are obviously animals who haven't reached our level yet, but they evolve as pigs evolve. They get smarter and smarter every year. They're new pigs, so you never know. They might be taken over by pigs in the next 30 years. You never know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I have no idea where I'm going with this. Let me continue. What they were able to do is perform well above the chance at hitting these targets, says the study leads author Candace Croney. She's a Croney. I probably pronounced it different. Croney. Director, Purdue Center for Animal. Okay, I already talked about this as well. As well as enough above chance that it's very clear that had some conceptual understanding of what they are being asked to do. Okay, that's cool. The researchers presented the pigs with an arcade game-like setup that was originally designed for non-human primates like rhesus monkeys. What the hell is a rhesus monkey? I've never seen that monkey before. Sorry, let me just Google this quickly. Okay. That's just still monkeys. Okay, I got you. Rhesus monkey that could operate it with their hands. Pigs, however, had to operate the game with pushing the joystick with their snouts. Obviously, they don't have hands, which required looking up and down during the game. Nicola Davis writes for The Guardian, the pigs were also farsighted, so the scientists had to adjust the screen placement so they could see it. Farsighted, I think, is like when they can't see far away. I think that's what it is. I'm not 100% sure about that. But with the treat-based training, the equally important encouragement from their trainers, the pigs were eager to get their screen time each day. Okay. There's a pig right here. I would love to see a video. I hope to have a video of this. People already knew the pigs can learn commands like sit and come, but that are usually associated with dogs. But the ability to use a joystick to navigate the cursor on the screen certainly something that has not been on the list of any farm animal so far, says animal cognition expert Christian Narath, who studies goats at Leibniz Institute of Farm. I'm sorry if I'm fucking butchering that. Leibniz Institute of Farm Animal Biology, and was not involved in the study. To CNN, Sarah Spray and Ada Wood. He adds that the video game, which required the pigs to connect the movement of the joystick to the cursor on screen, was not an easy one to solve. The study focuses on at least 50 rounds of video games played by each pig, and on each of the 3 levels with 1 and 3 walls, report the Guardian. The round was successful if the pig moved the cursor to the bright blue target with the first cursor movement. That's crazy. Hamlet and Omelette are a pair of young Yorkshire pigs performed better than the random chance when the screen showed 2 bright blue balls. But after 12 weeks of study, the pair outgrew the test pen and couldn't stand long enough to complete the game. Okay. So they still have their limitations about certain things. The other two pigs, Ivory and Ebony, are 2 years old Penapinto micro pigs. Never heard of them. They participated in the study for 15 months. Ivory performed above chance no matter how many walls appeared on the screen, and even hit the one wall target 76% of the time. Damn. Ebony performed above chance from one wall and 3 wall scenarios. That's crazy. They clearly understood the connection between their own behavior, the joystick, and what was happening on screen. Writer writes neuroscientist Lori Marino, who directs the Whale Sanctuary project in Gizmodo, in an email. What makes these findings even more important is that the pigs in the study displayed self-agency, which is the ability to recognize that one's own actions make the difference. That is interesting. Cronies tell crony. I don't want to say crony because it just sounds like he's a crony. Tell CNN that she hopes the results will help people recognize how mentally sophisticated pigs are. For more than a decade, scientists have shown that the pigs are fast learners and can use mirrors and have strong memories. We still underestimate the smart pigs and the farm animals in general, says Nayworth to CNN. As this avenue of research, farm animal cognition is taking off steam, we will likely see more research on the sophisticated learning and cognitive skills. That's crazy. That was a more in-depth article about pigs learning video games, but obviously it's a simple video game. It was in Call of Duty, and they can't really play Call of Duty because they don't have hands. But the next thing is they can get a monkey, this kind of monkey, the Rhesus monkey, to play Call of Duty and win at Battle Royale, which I don't think is possible. At least not right now. All right, on to the third story. Okay, Epic Games has acquired Fall Guys developer Mediatonic. Okay, Epic Games has officially acquired Tonic Games Group, the development company behind Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. Epic shared the news while also confirming your gameplay isn't changing. Epic will continue to invest in making the game a great experience for players across platforms. Furthermore, Epic has said your favorite colorful beans will still stumble through the chaos on PC, PlayStation, and soon on Nintendo Switch and Xbox. Mediatonic also announced the news that with a fact that is set to answer some of the biggest questions regarding the future of Fall Guys, alongside revealing that the Fall Guys team has already grown from 35 to 150. That's crazy. Mediatonic promised that your gameplay isn't changing and that this acquisition will help them bring tons of features already seen in Fortnite, Rocket League, and other games owned by Epic. These features include account systems, crossplay. There you go, crossplay. That's good. Versus squad modes, and more. While Mediatonic mentioned Fall Guys will continue to remain on Steam, and has nothing more to announce regarding a possible move to free-to-play model. As to why Mediatonic chose Epic, the developer, apparently there were rumors that Microsoft could have bought them, or like it wasn't rumors that Microsoft would have bought them. I think they were doing a deal to get Fall Guys. Did I say Fall Guys? Fall Guys to get Fall Guys on Game Pass, which I was hoping for. I don't really want to pay for it. It's an interesting looking game. It's not like my type of game, but if it was on Game Pass, I would definitely try it. It looks fun, but it's very whimsical and stuff. It's like I'm not super duper into that most of the time. Epic developer said that they've been mutual friends for a while and that the team has a lot in common and shares a lot of the same goals. With no secret that Epic is invested in building their metaverse, and Tonic Games shares the goal. And as Epic works to build this virtual future, we need great creative talent who know how to build powerful games, content, and experiences. Epic Games founder CEO Tim Sweeney said, Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout is in the middle of its third season and has recently begun teasing season 4, which is titled Fall Guys 4041. Okay. Which appears to have an 80s sci-fi vibe theme to it. Okay. So it's obviously, I think Fallout, yeah, the Fall Guys. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Fallout. So Fall Guys, obviously, that has a very colorful look to them, right? Like their characters are very kid friendly, colorful, and what's Fortnite? Kid friendly, right? So the two things mesh, right? So now you're gonna see these blob characters in Fortnite, 100%. In the next month or so, there's gonna be a Fall Guys like skin for Fortnite, or there'll be even Fortnite skins. Actually, no, with the Fall Guys characters, they have to be a little chunky because that's like their unique look to them. But yeah, but I doubt it's gonna come on Xbox Game Pass now. Now that's on the Epic Store, but it might come off for free on Epic Store. That would be cool because Epic Store always has free games. That reminds me, I have to check the Epic Store after the stream because they're always putting out really good games for free. They put out Battlefront 2 for free. That's insane. It's a big game. All right, on to the last news story. Where are we at? Yeah, we're on the last news story. We're about 39 minutes in. Okay. So this is from Game Rant. 85% of UK video game spending was digital in 2020. With many people stuck at home due to COVID-19 pandemic, going to a physical store to buy a game went out of style in the UK in 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic forced rethinking of how even the most basic of tasks was performed. Getting groceries, going to the doctor's appointment, or buying video games. Not only did visiting a physical store seem less appealing, but with everyone locked up, a video game became the go-to way to pass time. After a report revealing that digital game sales in Europe were up in 2020, it looks like the same pattern is holding true in the UK as well. With folks looking for something, anything to do past the time, video games quickly emerge as the perfect hobby for these unprecedented times. It reflects in numbers across the board that people flocked to their consoles, picking up a controller, and got cozy on the couch. Switch was the top-selling console in 2020 in the UK. Okay, that's crazy to think about. The PS4 was not the top-selling console in the UK in 2020. You'd think it'd be the PS4. I didn't know the Switch was doing that well in the UK. I know the Switch is doing well in general, but you think the PS4 would sell more? But I guess not. Outselling all other consoles, combined riding on the success of games new and old like Animal Crossing: New Horizons and the resilient Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yeah, like if you put any Mario Kart game out, it will sell for a decade at least. Call of Duty dominates the list of best-selling games for 2020. Okay, makes sense. Now that more sales data has been tallied, it appears that the pandemic has changed the landscape with regards to game sales. Over 85% of game purchases in 2020 in the UK were digital, and a number of that had been trending towards upwards anyways, but COVID-19 helped push it to new levels. Gaming also accounted for 40% of entertainment spending in the UK. Makes sense. With the huge dips in revenue for movies, a likely reason why video games made up a bigger portion. Yeah, because the movie theater industry, you make a lot of money off that because, like, obviously one ticket is like $15, right? But on Netflix, you just pay $15 a month, and you can have 4 or 5 guys over four or 5 of your friends over, and you can just watch a movie together. Like, you don't have to. They can't physically charge every person that's in your room or like in your house that's watching the movie. So it's relatively cheaper. But for movie tickets, if there's 4 people who want to go watch it, they're gonna have to all 4 have to pay tickets, right, to watch the movie. It makes a lot of sense. But other than that, video games they have a variety amounts of options, right, in terms of how much you pay for them. Call of Duty, $60. You go down to Fall Guys, which I think is $20, or you can go further down. You go to like mobile games, which are free, but you have some microtransactions, which could cost money. So there's a larger huger variety of purchase points for each game. Some game could be $40. I think what was it? Tony Hawk Pro Skater that remastered was like $45. It wasn't a full $60 purchase price. So there's different levels to it. And if you look at so obviously if you sell 5 million copies of Cyberpunk 2077, you're gonna make a lot more money on that game than you're gonna make on like a movie. And yeah, and plus, obviously, games have other values. Like if it's a multiplayer game, you can sell skins. And I think the video game industry already is making probably more money than the film industry. But I think that's true. I have to look into those stats, but they're probably at that level now. What are we at? With huge dips in revenue for movies, a likely reason why video games made up a bigger portion of the pie in 2020. With games moving to digital purchases, it makes sense that Cyberpunk 2077 was the biggest digital launch of all time. What will be really interesting to see if these numbers hold and if the digital game sales continue to represent a high percentage of purchases going forward. It feels like it could be a shift that doesn't revert back. Digital sales were up nearly 20% year over. Okay, this is what I wanted to know. So it was a 20% increase. So already before COVID-19, people were already trending towards buying digital games. 20% year over year compared to the box product, which saw a still healthy 7% increase. So box copies still had a bit of an increase as well. The impact of COVID-19 pandemic is still being felt as the virus has not gone anywhere. Despite vaccination efforts underway to eradicate it, it will never be eradicated. It will always be around. It's going to be like a new flu. Events that looked like they could possibly be held in the coming months are once again considered to move online. Instead of E3 2021 is being planned as a digital event. The number of esports tournaments that would be live have been postponed to and are only online now. The huge percentage of game sales the digital purchases make up fits right in the narrative of 2020. I also want to say something else. The UK is a very small place. They have a lot of people, but they're very, very, very urban. Like, I don't know what the stats are, but like there's a lot of cities in the UK, and most people live in cities. And if you live in a country which is like very small in comparison to where I'm from in Canada and like the US, and it's easier to have higher internet speeds because it's easier to connect up smaller countries in terms of network. So there's another factor to it. The UK is a very urbanized country, and it's easy to get from one side of the country to the other side. And also, all the cities are right next to each other. Like London is very close to, it's maybe a 2-hour drive to Manchester and Liverpool. I don't know exactly, but they're very close. They're not that far apart. Going from Edinburgh to London is probably a 7-hour drive or something. So it's easier to connect up these cities and have great internet going from one city to another city. The problem is if you live in a country that's huge like Canada, the United States, like I'll give you a hint, Saskatchewan, there's only 2 big cities in there, and a lot of people live in the rural areas. So the internet connection is probably really hard to link up those small communities. Saskatchewan and Regina probably have really great internet, but it's probably very hard to get maybe like Moose Jaw. I don't know if you guys know Moose Jaws, to get internet connection to those guys because they're just so sparse. Everybody's just everywhere, right? So it's like these small communities are so sparsely populated, but they need internet as well. So it makes sense that UK would be a country like the UK would be very like already into digital sales and all that stuff. I want to know how much the US digital sales were last year. That's probably something that we can look into. And also Canada. So where are we at? That was the last news story. So thank you guys for watching this edition of the Roundup. You can follow my Twitch in the link. Cole_Drake41 every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I do the live roundup every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern. You can follow my Instagram, which is the same thing, Cole_Drake41, and also my Twitter as well. I almost forgot about the Twitter. But yeah, I appreciate the click, and you guys have a good one.